Hey guys, I am excited to chat to you a little bit. The other day I asked if you have any questions regarding my pregnancy and I thought I would answer it on YouTube. So for those of you that maybe don't know, my name is Jessica. This is my third pregnancy and I'm pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl. Me and Jono, my husband, we planned to have our third baby. This wasn't unplanned, it was planned. We wanted to have a third baby. We already have 2 kids, and we fell pregnant with twins. Completely natural, no anything. There's no twins in my family. It literally just happened. So in the beginning, obviously very nervous and like normal reactions, like there's 2. You know, if you've had kids before, you know how it is to have one. So now you're like thinking in your mind, it's impossible basically, and all these emotions and thoughts and just are running through your brain. But as time goes by, you know, you get used to the idea and you start to process everything, you know what I mean? So we definitely have processed everything and we're excited. I think it's definitely going to be a huge challenge for us, 1000%. But I feel like, you know, you're given things because you can deal with it. So we're hoping we can deal with having 2 babies at once. So I'm gonna go through some of the questions. Just basically chose the questions that were asked the most. A lot of you asked, you know, were your symptoms different to with Jordan and Juliana? Is it worse? What are the differences? Things like that. So with Jordan and Juliana, honestly, I had the best pregnancies. I can't complain at all. You know, generally I'm pretty healthy and fit. So I think that helps in having a good pregnancy. So with Jordan and Jules, I did, you know, I didn't have any morning sickness. I never had any food aversions. You know, I only got big maybe like around about like 32, 34 weeks. You know, that's when I started to, you know, really get big and uncomfortable. And yeah, everything went, you know, I couldn't ask for a better pregnancy basically. No complications, no health issues, nothing like that, you know. And then with the twins, I had morning sickness very early on. So already in my mind, I thought something's not right because I'm thinking I'm going to have the same pregnancies, because even though with Jules and Jordan, they have a boy and a girl, but I had the exact same pregnancies. So the first like thing when I started to have morning sickness and just feeling super ill, I was like, oh my word, what is happening? This can't be my third pregnancy. So exhausted, like I've never felt that kind of exhaustion before. So that's definitely something that was completely different to the other 2. Obviously growing so fast, so quickly. I don't think anybody can prepare you. I mean, a lot of people say I'm big, a lot of people say I'm small. But like before I felt pregnant, I was like at my lowest weight. I was 58 kilograms. I had abs. I was, you know, and to go from that to gaining 15 kilograms, you know, by week 27, it was a lot, honestly. I'm 157. I'm not a big person. I'm a shorty. So, I mean, 15 kilograms on top of that it's hectic. You know what I mean? And although I'm carrying most of it, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm definitely carrying most of it in my belly. I haven't really gained much weight on my arms and my legs. You know, so it's like all here, and it just takes a huge toll on your body, and especially because I haven't been this big before. I mean, I was probably this size full term with Jordan and Juliana. So, you know, I was this size for maybe two weeks or so. You know what I mean? Not from 27 weeks being this huge, but also being pretty big from like 20 weeks already. So I think that's a huge difference. It's just being so big and so heavy from so early on and having to push through until the end. The pain that comes with that, you know, I have a lot of hip pain, a lot of rib pain, not so different than having one baby. Like, it's crazy. And then also in the first trimester, you have this exhaustion and then you start to feel a little bit better. And then now, you know, at like from like 26 weeks, you feel this exhaustion again that you felt in the beginning. And also you can't, like, I never felt that with Juliana and Jordan. I didn't feel this exhaustion where I could literally just sleep all day. And then you can't, because you have 2 kids, so you can't do that. You have commitments, you have things to do. So it is definitely a huge difference. I always say to Jono that I feel like this twin pregnancy is probably one of the hardest things that I have to go through, like physically, emotionally, mentally, in my life. Like you can't prepare yourself. It's hard. It's so hard. It's definitely much harder than carrying one baby. And then obviously you go into the pregnancy, being told that you're high risk because you're carrying two. So already, not only do you physically feel terrible, but you also like mentally have to push through and just hope and pray that everything goes the way it's supposed to go. All these things that go with it, and more tests and making sure, and more visits, and so it's a lot. A lot of you asked me about my labor with our previous pregnancies. So with Jordan, I went to 41 weeks and Jules 41 weeks as well, so I carried quite late. And I both had natural birth with Jordan and Juliana. With Jordan, I had an amazing birth, not too stressful. I was induced at 41 weeks, and he came, my water broke, everything at the hospital, and he was born pretty quickly. And then with Juliana, I wanted a more natural route than with Jordan. So I gave birth to Juliana at Genesis Maternity Clinic. I wanted a water birth, I wanted all those things. And yeah, with her, also 41 weeks, she was a much bigger baby as well, 3.6 kilograms. So it was a more difficult birth with her, and much more painful, and both of them I had unmedicated, but Juliana was beyond painful than with Jordan. But yeah, they both came naturally. Definitely not easy, but I'm glad that I got to experience that. And with the twins now, we are going to be doing a C-section. I already have scheduled a date. If I'm before that, it could be before that, which looks like they probably will. But there are so many risks associated with twin birth, pregnancies, all those things. And that's the route that we chose. So a lot of you guys asked, how is Juliana and Jordan feeling about having 2 extra siblings, things like that, a lot of those type of questions. And Jordan is very excited. Jordan was definitely meant to be the older brother. He loves being an older brother. He loves having a sister. He loves Juliana. He loves being around people. He's a very sociable person. He loves it. So for him to have 2 extra siblings is like a dream come true for him, honestly. He cannot wait. He's super excited. And I know he's going to be the best big brother. And I'm so excited to see him in that role a little bit older with the babies. Because obviously I saw him with Juliana, but he was, he was like just over 3. So it is going to be nice to see him, a little bit older with the babies, and I'm excited for that. Juliana, she took a long time to get used to the idea or to understand the concept of what was happening. Now that my belly is really big, she definitely understands that there's babies inside. She knows their names, she knows where they're laying, because we talk about it. She kisses my baby all the time. But she also is she always says it's my mommy. So she doesn't like to share. Doesn't like to share me either. So I think it is going to be more of an adjustment for her than for Jordan. I think she's going to have to get used to the fact that she's not the baby anymore, that there are 2 other babies, not even just one other baby, there are 2 other babies now, and that I'm not always going to be as available as I am now to her, when the twins come. So I definitely think that it's going to take a lot of adjusting for her, but we're also preparing them, we talk about it all the time, to prepare them mentally. With kids, you got to remind them all the time, because they forget. So we keep telling them how it's going to be, what they can expect, things like that, just to ease them into the process, you know what I mean? And for the baby shower, I'm going to buy them a gift as well from the twins, and just keeping them involved and in the mix of things. And I think that's the best way to, that's what we did with Jordan, but that's the best way to, help them ease into this transition, just to keep them included, don't let them feel left out, even though it is going to be super hard. Obviously having 2 new babies, automatically you're going to be with the babies, but also just remembering that it's so important to still include them, and through this whole process, and when the babies are here as well, to keep doing that, because, you don't want to leave anybody behind. So I think that's just important. So I'm sure we're going to have our hands full, for sure. So So what is your one worry about giving birth to twins? I've got a lot of this, you know, these type of questions about like, do you worry about the birth, and are you nervous about the birth, and you know, those type of questions. And I mean, obviously, I think with every birth, whether you have one baby, two babies, five babies, there's always risks associated with birth, you know. But I do think that your body is meant to do this. Women have been doing it for centuries, obviously. All women do it, you know. That's what we're meant to do. Obviously, with twins, you know, I do believe that, you know, many women carry 2 babies, 4 babies, 5 babies, 100%, you know what I mean? So I'm meant to do this. So yes, I am worried about certain things, like all these scenarios through your head. But for me, it's just remain calm and just take each day as it comes. Whatever happens, happens. I don't feel nervous about the birth. I don't feel anxious. And when they are ready, I am ready, and it's going to be 100% in that. And I believe my body will do what it's supposed to do when the time comes. So I got a lot of questions about like us as like parents and finding time for each other, and like a lot of those type of questions can be a video for another day, because I mean, you can talk about that all day long. But I feel like, you know, me and John, we've been together for 12 years and we've been married for 8 years. So we know each other so well. We obviously have our hands full with the kids, but you know, we still try to, I don't know, we just spend like time with each other, like on the weekends and things. We go to gym together, you know, so we go to CrossFit together. So even though we're around people, it's still something we're doing together. On the weekends when we do things together, even if our kids are around, we're still together. We still, you know, we're still able to spend quality time with each other and for to manage. And I know that it's going to be a huge adjustment when the twins arrive, just managing everything. And I'm sure we're going to have to make some adjustments, things like that. I feel like, you know, we and John, we've been together for so long. We've had 2 kids before. We know exactly what we need to be doing. We know the roles. John knows he baths the kids in the evening, and I do morning routine. You know, there's things that we know what we need to be doing, and so we don't really like get upset with each other or whatever, because we know the roles that we have, and we do that. And yeah, we spend time together. It may not be a lot of time, but it's quality time, you know, whether it's, like I said, going to CrossFit, working out together, whether it's going on a day date together, whether it's watching TV at night together, just like a show that we love or whatever. Just that little quality time is great. And also like Sundays, we try to be at home, just spend time, you know, around the house, swimming, braaiing, whatever, you know. So we try to spend that quality time together, even though the kids are around. Sometimes we think that we need to have quality time. It needs to be just the 2 of us. But I mean, your kids can be playing and doing their own thing and swimming and enjoying it, and you can be there, you know, having a good time with your partner regardless of what's happening. You don't have to be alone to have that connection, you know what I mean? It can be different for everybody. And for us, you know, we love spending quality family time together, and when we do that, we feel connected. We feel, you know, we feel like that's what we need for our souls, to feel good for the week ahead, all of that. So Sunday we really try and do that. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions maybe that you want me to get into and talk about, I did get a lot of other questions, but I don't want to make the video too long, but I can definitely do another one. So let me know in the comments what questions you have, and then I can do a part 2 of this. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.